like, season 14, there's cast changes. Do you feel that pressure coming back?
I did not feel that pressure because, to be honest with you, we were in talks way before those announcements ever came up. So I didn't even know any of that. But we were definitely, this is somebody at my gate, definitely in talks before any of that came about.
Right. Like it was already started. Like that has nothing to do with you being back.
No.
You've recently said that you think it has something to do with Drew being back, that, Cynthia's gone and Porsha's gone and we have a certain number of peaches to give out.
I mean, yeah. She barely made the cut by the hair of her chinny chin chin.
Them being gone might be a good thing for Drew at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, again, I did not watch it, but I've heard about the catastrophe that she was last year. But, I will say that from what I've heard last season and then her coming back and, completely doing a whole makeover, she needed it. But definitely the reasons that I'm hearing, I just sip my tea. This is actually tea, isn't coffee.
Well, I was just going to say, you're sipping your tea or coffee. Like, what are these reasons?
She had a consolation peach.
You definitely don't think she would be there if either Cynthia or Porsha stayed.
No.
How do you think Sanya Richards-Ross is doing or has done?
I think she's doing good. I like Sanya a lot. I like her family dynamic. She's a businesswoman. I like her.
And she seems authentic.
Yeah, very authentic. Very authentic. I like that. Except for when she turned that Jamaican accent on and off.
There's an accent at times, right?
Yeah, a little stronger at times.
What about, do you think this is the right cast? Like with these cast changes, like, do you think this is a good group? I mean, I guess, if you had to replace someone, I assume it would.
Replace someone?
Well, let's just fast forward many, many weeks from now. It's the end of the season. Like, we're deciding who's going to be back for next season. Like, do you think someone should go, or do you think this is the right group?
You know what? I never like to, even in the past, even if I was beefing with someone, I never want to put anything out there like she should not be back. That's just not who I am. I think they can definitely add, a girl or two.
They can add a girl or two. Who do you think, I mean, obviously you are the queen of the one-liners and of the shade, but who do you think is kind of the best at it besides you on this current cast?
Oh, Kenya, that tongue, that mouth of Kenya's, when she's coming for you, she comes. You don't want that raft. Now I can handle it, but some of these other girls, they can't handle it. Yeah.
Kenya's the real deal.
She's the real deal. That mouth is reckless.
That's where, like, when you do watch, you didn't watch Girls Trip, when it's like all mashed up and you see Kenya go against some of these other women from these other franchises, it's like Atlanta just does it better.
Yeah.
The shade is like no better anywhere. It's what about, there's so much going on. Like, do you think, like, if they were going to add, you look at some of these past people like Porsha, Kim Zolciak, like some of the bigger names in the history, do you think it's time, do you think they would be good on this current cast, like Porsha or Kim in particular?
I think both of them could be good on this current cast. I think both of them could be good on the current cast. Even Lisa Wu, I keep saying Lisa Wu. You guys have not seen Lisa Wu in a long time. And when you did see her, I don't think she was able to, in that mindset, so she felt like she could be completely transparent. She's completely transparent these days. And she's a lot of fun. And I think she would be a good addition as well.
And I think, like, when someone only gets like one season, sometimes it's like, you almost like, you say, look at Drew, she came back, we didn't recognize her for a minute, I think sometimes you need to kind of just say, oh, I get it. I didn't get it my first season, but I get it now. And so, like, to your point, if Lisa came back, you think she would totally understand how the game is played. And
Yes, yes.
what about, all the people that say, listen, I mean, RHOA without NeNe, they're still saying this, there is that group. I mean, we're seasons in now, but how do you feel about that?
I mean, NeNe definitely she had a huge impact on Real Housewives of Atlanta. We all did. I mean, we were OGs, so we started this. We started history. However, she's come and gone throughout the seasons, and I think the ratings have remained. I don't think that it's a show, a one-person show. I think that the show does well because you have a group of women that somebody can relate to, at least one of them. So I understand that fans miss her, and I wish her well in all of her endeavors. But I definitely think that the show can definitely go on without any one person, because it's an entourage. You're focusing on not only on one person, and that's, somebody asked me the other day, they were like, what are some of the ups and downs or being on reality TV? The one of the ups is that people, they get to know you. They think they know you in real life. So they think that you're their friend, but then someone else may really be so connected to someone else that they don't like you and they don't even know you, which is so weird. But again, I think that people can relate to somebody on that cast, and it's not just always one person.
I would agree with that. Do you think, and I'm not taking, listen, I had Carlos King on this podcast. I love my Carlos King. Don't you get me wrong. I'm not taking anything away from him or NeNe because, they were great. But here's my thing. Like, Teresa Giudice from New Jersey, like she does the table flip. She really wouldn't be Teresa if it wasn't for Danielle Staub, because that's who kind of, Do you think that, Shereé Whitfield does not get enough credit for, everyone loving NeNe? Because let's just face it, if NeNe was not on that guest list, season 1, for that party, which was your party, I think that was the moment that NeNe and Carlos became NeNe and Carlos.
I cannot deny that. Carlos just asked me about that recently. I don't think anybody's ever really asked me about that. But I definitely don't feel like I get my just due. I created some very memorable one-liners, several one-liners. I also, like you said, got the Real Housewives of Atlanta popping. I got it started by leaving her off the list. It could have been a totally different show, right? But I signed up to do reality. So a reality show, and I'm open